A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a surprising turn of events, U.S. President Donald Trump is pushing forward with his controversial tariff agenda, despite having only signed 2 new trade deals since announcing his policy in April. This week, Trump has sent letters to leaders of 7 countries, outlining new tariff rates that could reach as high as 50%. The latest nations to receive these letters include Brazil, the Philippines, Sri Lanka, Moldova, Brunei, Algeria, Libya, and Iraq, with the new tariffs set to take effect on August 1st unless trade agreements are reached. The White House has framed these tariffs as a necessary response to what they deem unfair trade deals, stating that the current situation is far from reciprocal. Trump's letter to Brazil's President Lula da Silva sharply criticized the trial of former President Jair Bolsonaro, labeling it a witch hunt and an international disgrace. As part of this new tariff strategy, all Brazilian products entering the United States will face a staggering 50% tariff unless they are manufactured within the U.S. During a recent meeting with African leaders, Trump expressed his dissatisfaction with Brazil, stating, "Brazil, as an example, has been not good to us. Not good at all." He hinted that more details regarding Brazil's tariff rates would be released soon, indicating a clear intent to escalate trade tensions. The new tariff rates for Sri Lanka, Moldova, Iraq, and Libya are reportedly lower than those announced in April, while the Philippines and Brunei will face increased tariffs. Algeria's rate remains unchanged at 30%. According to the U.S. Commerce Department, the U.S. imported approximately $29 billion worth of goods from these 7 nations last year, which accounts for less than 1% of total U.S. imports. Despite the announcement of these new tariffs, U.S. stock markets remained relatively stable. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose by 50 points, or 0.11%, while the S&P 500 and Nasdaq saw gains of 0.25% and 0.58%, respectively. This stability suggests that investors may be taking a wait-and-see approach to Trump's tariff announcements. Since April, the Trump administration has been involved in negotiations for new trade agreements with various partners. However, few substantial deals have been finalized. Trump has stated, "A letter means a deal," but many countries do not view these letters as binding agreements. In his correspondence, Trump has expressed concerns about trade deficits and policies that he believes obstruct U.S. exports. He has urged foreign leaders to consider manufacturing goods in the U.S. to avoid these new tariffs, warning that any retaliatory tariffs would lead him to increase U.S. tariffs even further. With 21 tariff letters sent to world leaders this week alone, Trump shows no signs of backing down. The potential 25% tariffs threatened against Japan and South Korea could have significant implications for U.S. consumers, as these countries are major sources of imports. Originally, the deadline for trade deals was set for Wednesday at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time, but Trump has extended this deadline to August 1st, emphasizing that no extensions will be granted. In a particularly striking move, Trump also announced plans to impose tariffs of up to 200% on pharmaceutical imports. This could have dire consequences for Australia, which exports approximately $2.1 billion worth of pharmaceuticals to the U.S. annually. In response to this development, Australian Treasurer Jim Chalmers has stated that the country is urgently seeking more information regarding the proposed tariffs, labeling the situation as very concerning. As Trump continues to navigate the complex landscape of international trade, the implications of his tariff policies are becoming increasingly clear. While he positions these measures as necessary for protecting American interests, critics argue that they could lead to retaliatory actions from other nations and ultimately harm the U.S. economy. The coming weeks will be critical as countries respond to Trump's aggressive tactics and as the deadline for new trade agreements approaches. In a time when misinformation and an overwhelming amount of information abound, the importance of quality journalism cannot be overstated. As events unfold, it will be crucial for the media to provide accurate and timely updates on the implications of these tariffs and the broader impact on global trade relations. With the world watching closely, the stakes have never been higher for both the U.S. and its trading partners. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.